Remember the good old days when we all used to hate Abdul? Those were the good old days, right? I'm really happy to actually have made this deck because it's so weird to actually not hate the thought of building an Abdul deck. I still didn't want to go with the usual, kind of what we were playing before with all the heavy counters. I still do have green in this, but it's not like this absurd amount. I wanted to just kind of focus on what he does well, and that is kind of abusing Mephistopheles in my opinion. And so I kind of went with a Demon Rush kind of hand control-y kind of Mephistopheles beatdown-ish deck, if that makes any sense at all. But I'll kind of explain as I go, so bear with me. For the magic stones, I'm using a Grublesta the Sealing Stone, of course, because it lets him J-activate early, plus the -2 is really great. A Magic Stone of Moonlight. There's no 1-drops in this deck, so it's totally fine if I were to hit this first turn, plus I only have 1, so it's not likely. Thunder's the only card I think that costs a 1, and it doesn't matter because I have 4 Magic Stone of Black Silence, so if I hit one of these I couldn't Thunder anyway. So it just helps you double up on green late game if you want to use Zeke's, or still lets you use Dark and Fire if needed. And then 4 Magic Stone of Scorched Bales. I have an extremely small Resonator lineup. I'm actually only running 4 zeros because I really like flashing this in. I think it's really good against most of the meta right now because we do have a lot of low drops, and being able to weaken something and then block it is really great. I mean, this card can even take out a Lancelot, and of course survive the attack because he's 600, so it would drop it down to 4 and it's at 5 defense, so that's great. So 0 is just really good this format, and I like how unexpected it is. When you leave stones open, most people think you're just going to hold it for Zeke's or something and you could just drop 0. I run 1 Guardia just because I want to get to Grublesta faster, but I didn't want to double up on it a lot because there is a lot of times where by the time you see your Guardia, you've already hit Grublesta, so I just ran 1 just in case I see it early. It's fine, and if not, I won't. 2 Laplacia. This is one of the cards nobody really uses, and it's not one of the best cards, but I actually do like it in this deck. The idea is that I run 4 Spirals, so you would use Spiral of Despair to knock down their hand, you would deactivate Abdul so they can't use cards like Cheshire Cat or anything that kind of lets them draw and get their hand back, and then you would use Laplacia to always check their deck to see if they're going to draw any outs to any of your field, and then just dump it to the graveyard. And then 4 Mephistopheles as your main win condition. Of course, with Abdul, you can have 2 of these on the field and just keep blanking both of them so that, at the end phase anyway, so that they don't have to banish anything else. And then you just have these giant 1500 flyers that keep swinging for face. And if you can get at least even 1 attack in and they kill one of them, that's 2000 damage. It means you're going to still swing for another 15 next turn. That's 3500 damage. And if they try to target Mephistopheles at this point, it's just game because they lose another 500. And for the 29 spells, I'm running 4 Leviathan just because it helps Abdul get some more damage in. I wanted to make sure I have enough swords in the deck as well so that he can always be alive. Just in case they were to kill him, I want to be able to J-activate again. That's where the 4 Excalibur plays too. I like being able to just keep them alive. Like I said, it's really good to just do that because they can't get any of their enter effects, and you can keep blanking your Mephistopheles and there's nothing they can do about it. They're forced to kind of respond to the Mephistopheles instead, which is burning them anyway, and swinging in with like 1400 Abdul or something is actually a lot of damage too. That's like almost 100 Mephistopheles, so it's really good to run the swords. And then 4 Thunder, of course, just totally understandable. 3 Flame of the Outer World. I like 3 and not 4 in this deck. It's not really needed because you're already not letting them use a lot of their cards anyway. Plus I have 2 Stoning to Death. So the removal is where I need it to be. And then like I mentioned earlier, I have 4 Spiral of Despair. This is extremely essential because you don't have a lot of 1-drops early on, so you want to be able to double up on this in your mulligan early. Or even just 1 is fine if you can get one of any of your summoning arts. This lets you add a demon to your hand, and it costs 2 dark less to play that turn, if you have Abdul as your ruler anyway. And why this is so good is because turn 4, it lets you grab a Meph, so it's almost like Telefairy Tale, but for demons. And you can also grab Laplacia with this, and it would cost 1. So if you really do need a turn 3 play, or you're trying to set up early and you want to have Laplacia before you J-activate, and you've already used like 1 or 2 spirals, you can go with this and drop Laplacia and really control their hand. And then 2 Zeke's, just 2 because counters aren't as strong as they used to be right now in the format. The same with just 2 Cake Zone. I feel like 2 always gets the job done. I never really end up wanting more. And then 1 Necronomicon because there is a ton of spells with Thunders and Flames and Stonings and everything, plus all the counters and spirals, so I figured with Abdul it's great because you could just negate this in the chase and reuse all your cards all over again. For the side, I'm running 2 Loras. I wanted to add a bunch of Resonators in the side just in case the 11 I normally started off with didn't cut it against decks that might be too aggro specific. So I went with 2 Laura because I do have Carmelas in the side as well. 2 Cinderellas to keep clearing out those little monsters. If 0 is taking too long because it costs 3 and you need it earlier, you could just side some out for Cinderellas. 1 Guardia extra just in case I did want another one, but like I said, I found a 1 to be okay. 3 Carmilla searches out with lore and it's just removal on a body, which is important because like I said, we don't have a lot of Resonators. 1 Susano just in case you go against Bahamut and you want to just side in 1. Like I said, I don't really feel like siding 4 is that great anymore. 2 Bind of Gravity still works really good against Gwyber. You want to make sure that I can't fly over everything and attack Arrested Abdul, so being able to just lock it down is really great. Plus, let your Menace Face attack again too if you can get that play off. 2 Fetal Movement for anything else that might have Necronomicon or if you want to get some more damage in, but normally I just like Grave Control with it. And 2 Dark Pulse for everything that's 2 and lower. So that was my Abdul Demon Rush deck profile. If you guys do have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you want a copy of the deck list, just check out the Too Long Didn't Watch version of the video or shoot me a message on Facebook and I'll just answer it and give you the list right there. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do because I have Bahamut wrapping up TAT tomorrow, as well as a discussion video coming on Friday. I want to talk about a lot of various things. I don't actually know how I'm going to put it all together, but it has to do with what Alice cluster might look like. I want to talk about the Void Regalia for sure, and I have the Valhalla clusters as well personally, and there's a lot of Void cards in there. And we don't really see a lot of Void cards in Grim Cluster, but Valhalla did have a lot of Void cards, and a lot of them, if they were tweaked in ways, would actually be really relevant in today's meta. So I'm thinking that with the kind of reintroduction to Void in Alice Cluster, we might be able to see some of those cards kind of revamped with lower cost, and you know, they would actually be great answers for the meta right now with Bahamut. And we've already seen that the Void Regalia is a Regalia that destroys other Regalias. So I'm going to be trying to talk about all of that together. I don't really know if I'm going to just merge it all or maybe just show you some Valhalla cards and see what I mean. I have to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with that, but make sure you subscribe to see all of that. And I will catch you guys next time.